not going to get this rain sounds. Welcome to Quorators, the podcast for relaxing while you're at work.
You legitimately have to turn this off because people do get illegally in trouble for leaving stuff like this on.
It says, if you use this on your podcast, I will hunt you down and kill you.
It doesn't say anything like that. It doesn't say anything like that. Sometimes they say stuff like that.
What's some jazz nerd gonna do to two strapping young lads?
What are you gonna do? You're a goddamn cellist.
Django immediately counting himself out of this equation.
Brother, I'm not on the production.
It was
team.
his idea.
Yeah.
We were looking to hire you as
A bodyguard.
Muscle.
somewhat of a hired hand.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with no further ado, it's time to skidoo.
Wow.
Go off, Queen. It's Quorators for another week with your hosts, Alex and Jeremy. I'm Alex.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Jeremy.
What the fuck is up?
Not much.
This is the podcast where we read Quoras and we ask ourselves and you and anyone who will listen, we say, what is Quora?
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out. It's an informational podcast. It's not comedic. People are really interested in the website.
If you found this program, you did it under iTunes in the education section, where we are ranked some really high number, I'm sure.
You're ignoring all of the reviews that say, this doesn't teach you what Quora is.
These guys knew nothing about swimming in clothes. Well, we're here to learn every week, and we have one of the top students of knowledge in all of New York City.
How am I going to teach people as a student, Alex?
We
have one of the top ignoramuses here to bestow his lack of knowledge.
What is a TA but a student teacher? And
Well, just call me a TA then.
fucking shit. We got a great guest for you.
Play the song again. Da 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 da. Here comes the TA. TA time.
We're here at Quora University with our special guest.
We're at Quora Satellite Academy, where you will be getting online credit, your check will be deposited at the earliest convenience.
You can get a degree in this podcast, and it will not get you any work.
Yeah.
It costs $60,000 every 6 months, and we will be collecting that. And Django Gold is here. Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hello, pupils.
Welcome to my house.
Thanks, man. It's a nice home. You got a lot of nice furnishings.
Yeah.
Thanks. I did none of it.
Yeah.
Do you like this cat?
Yeah.
Is he in frame? Sort of. You can kind of see the cat this week. He's
No
always.
offense, but I've seen better.
Come on. Boo.
Call like I said.
Why do I not have boo with
Yeah,
the
get the
sound?
soundboard going. Oh my God, I'm psychic.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, I don't want to support what
I
he's
should be
doing.
upgraded to teacher.
Oh, wait. No, he doesn't like the cat. Objection.
There it is.
Wow.
Do we still have the Waffles theme?
Yeah, I got the Waffles theme, which is apparently from Fire Emblem Awakening.
Which is what I said. I feel like I
Ooh,
called that.
Multiple banks.
Yeah.
It's a pretty nice setup you guys got.
Thanks. I get the sounds wrong kind of a lot, but I wear a lot of
Yeah.
hats over here,
Mm-hmm.
which is something you got to do over on Quora. Isn't that right, Jeremy?
Yeah. No, not really.
Well,
But
all right, never mind.
You guys have the IP cleared for that?
Yeah.
Great.
yeah,
we own the rights to that song.
Good.
Alex made Fire Emblem.
I said, why not a weapons triangle?
What is Fire Emblem?
It's a
Sorry.
video.
It's a video game where anime children are a little bit sexy.
Yeah.
Oh, one of those animes. Right.
They wear pants that fit just right.
You know what? And not the most recent, but the second most recent Fire Emblem, you play as a teacher who can romance his students. So
Well,
that's
he's
an
sort of a
exciting time.
student teacher, isn't he, Jeremy? Not to tie this all seamlessly back together, but he's also taking classes.
Yeah, that's true.
So Django, you're a man about town.
Absolutely.
Have you been on Quora?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Ignore that.
Me too.
Ignore that uncertain pause. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a really good website. But the thing about it is it gets better and better every week.
Yeah, because more articles and answers are added, exponentially increasing the vat of human knowledge.
Yeah.
Right, it's growth is what it is. It's exponential growth.
Like a beehive.
And the way we start the show,
Yes.
this is our one segment. Our one and only segment is at the end of the show, we ask a question. At the beginning of the show,
we answer.
We see what the internet said.
This is our biggest question yet. So normally we get 0 to 3 answers.
Hold on, I definitely got a sound for this.
This week we have 17 answers.
That's more than we've ever had before.
It's a lot.
17 answers to one question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Normally...
And they're all correct?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, they're all correct. We get usually a lot of people who listen to the show then go and kind of try to ruin us in a public setting by answering the questions, which if you must do again, as we say every week, be sure to use the words scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
That way we will know you are an inside operator with
like
scrambled eggs.
Wink, wink to avoid the Stasi.
Code word.
Yeah.
Because we want to know the real Quora heads. We don't want... I mean, we want to hear from our listeners, but we want to know who's legit.
And we do hope to have listeners who are Quora heads, but at the same time, if you are listening to the show, you are a fraud and a liar.
Well, it would be like if Steve Irwin found a stingray and then he realized that the stingray was just his buddy.
Yeah, the stingray works for the lighting department.
Yeah.
And is like, oh, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm just swimming about.
He'd be mad.
The stingray has an accent?
Yeah. He works for Steve Irwin.
Sure. Hey, buddy, if you want to get hired, you know what you got to do.
He's pretending.
Make with a yappy yap.
Look, this has got to come out tomorrow, and we need a stingray.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also, it probably hurts to be reduced to your species like that.
Yeah.
Just be like, I'm more than a stingray. I'm Earl or whatever.
Sure.
Anyway, what's our fucking question?
No, keep going with the stingray bit. It's gaining its legs.
Gaining its legs. It's a bloody stingray, mate.
There you go.
Our question is, I live in New York City and I don't want to get a gun. Should I get a war hammer to defend my home from intruders?
And the obvious answer is yes. Yes, you should. Like,
Django, how big is your war hammer that you have?
Well, I have
defend.
I have the one in the car, which is more of like, a personal model.
Sure.
But we're talking like about my Excelsior Warhammer I keep by my front door to ward off intruders. That one I would say is 8 hands high.
8 hands high.
Yeah, 8 hands.
That's a two-handed weapon at least. Then you are not one-handed.
Well, it's for a hammer for war.
Yeah.
It's not for, you're not going to nail
If
something with that.
Smart ass troll tries
Sure.
to come in my shit, yeah, I gotta have the double-handed blunt weapon.
And I don't know if this is just cancel culture and everybody gets a trophy mentality, but I feel like this day and age, people assume that they could take a hit with a Warhammer and be relatively okay. That is not the case.
No,
I don't think so.
Despite all these cartoons where Bugs Bunny gets walloped with a fucking Viking battle axe, that actually would harm you.
Well, because I am a child, I have started watching One Piece in the last week, and I've already seen somebody be hit with a Warhammer and walk it off in a way that made me just want to shut the programmer off right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was not realistic.
At this point, it's not even worth seeing all the naked children.
That's not the kind of show this
I'm
is.
sorry.
One Piece? That's the one with their pirates, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're not naked. They don't even look like people on that show. It looks like fucking Gumbies.
It's 1,000 years
the
old.
The naked children on most anime don't look like people. They always have like elf ears and shit. Like, oh, that's fine. It's an elf.
It's not illegal to be a child elf, is it?
Elves.
The beautiful body of a child elf.
Technically, this one is 100 years old, so there's nothing wrong with me. I was raised right.
Answer me this. If it was a human 14-year-old, why is it so stacked?
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
What was it? Question? Guns or something?
It's Warhammer.
Warhammer.
All right.
In New York, should I get a Warhammer?
Warhammer.
What's the answers?
Okay, Richard Donats says, yeah, go get yourself a Warhammer. Learn how to fight at close quarters and prepare to get cut, idiot.
What the fuck?
So he was mad.
He doesn't sound
Why
like
are
he
you
really
talking that
cares
way
about
to me?
the well-being of the questioner.
Yeah, he doesn't really like it.
People do get really quite terse with you on this website.
A lot of people are upset about the close quarters aspect of it, and I guess they're assuming that New York City apartments are quite small.
They are.
That's why you got to pull one of these moves.
Yeah, you did. Check them.
Create distance with like a hockey
Stick
stick.
check.
Yeah,
Stick
that's
check.
smart.
Stick check. Warhammer check.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is again, this is a to more anime discussion, a recurring theme in the show Goblin Slayer. He just has a little sword, so he can go in the goblins' tunnels. And I think these people are saying, well, if you swing your warhammer, they're gonna get you with their pointy little knives.
And what is a New York City apartment if not a goblin tunnel?
Yeah.
We live like goblins.
Dude, I share my room with 3 goblins. It sucks. Bro, look, I have 3 goblins.
That does sound like how middle-aged men refer to their children.
Yeah. Oh, the little goblins are acting up.
Gotta feed the goblins.
Yeah.
I want my gold, little goblins.
Gotta slay the goblins.
Yeah, how much I'm paying for these goblins' education.
I went to like a fancy grocery store by my apartment recently because the one by me was closed. And when I was checking out, the guy next to me was like a guy in a suit with a young daughter, and he literally was like, "This little grocery strip cost Daddy $100 to like his daughter." Just like
so the child is like, how much do things cost? That doesn't seem right.
I think children should know about inflation at an early age.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, more Warhammer discussion, please.
Anna Sotherington says, "Do you know how to use one? If not, then no. Also, being a polearm, a warhammer is not really suited for this sort of close quarters work.
Know how to use
in
one.
An NYC apartment.
I think it's a pretty
swing a big hammer.
Yeah, you'll pick it right up.
It's not like a freaking a spear or something. You just
that's
swing
a
it
great.
around.
This guy says a spear is good too.
Oh, a spear would be way better, but you do have to learn how to use one.
Said you would really need some training to make good use of one of those. You should probably go with something simpler and better suited for use at that range, like maybe a bill or gizarm. There's a lot of value in being able to keep someone at a distance from you if you don't want to get hurt. So long.
What scenarios are these people envisioning? Like, I guess they're probably thinking like a mugger or like
a thug.
The Foot
a
Clan.
thug breaks into your home and your gizarm is by the bed.
Yeah.
What is a gizarm?
I would love to explain to a jury of my peers why I had to disembowel a young man with my gizarm.
Yeah.
What is a gizarm? Is that
gizarm?
I'm imagining
It's
a crossbow. I'm gonna look it up.
It's slang for a good arm.
I'm looking it up. Gizarm. Oh my god.
That is not how I would have guessed you spell gizarm.
It's like it's like one of those like spears, but it has like a really fancy end on it.
Yeah, it's a spear. Is like I'm not like other spears.
It's like a pike.
Yeah, or a
You know what I'm talking
halberd.
about? Yeah, a halberd.
Yeah.
You know those like weapons you see and you're like, I'm not gonna use that
No
in a
way.
video game.
Yeah, I mean, I pick halberd every time because
you?
I'm different like that.
Cool.
But yeah, again, I just feel like legally it's a lot harder to. I mean, Warhammer already is pretty bad, but it is like an extension of something people know about, which is hammers. Whereas
Right.
like a spear is like, why are you living like it's 13,
I think
12?
not to go back to the tiny New York apartment thing. A spear is 6 feet long. A warhammer is like 4 feet long or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you want something, even nunchaku or something like that.
And I did say last week you shouldn't get nunchaku, but all right, so look at this front hallway that is off camera, but could you imagine swinging anything shoulder length?
Well,
in
that's
there?
interesting because if you have a spear, you're like the fucking Spartans in 300.
Yeah,
like, they could have 100 guys going down that hallway, but two guys.
You
with
can
a spear,
defend this living room against the entire Roman legion or whatever.
You do need a full-length shield to go with it.
Yeah, well, I think
Covering
that's a good.
neck to thigh.
You and your 2 buddies go phalanx formation. Park Slope remains.
I think that's a good idea.
I think it's a great idea. And you know what I'm discovering is the number of medieval weapons analysts on the website make this a go-to question.
Well, this
for
guy
us.
does say that you should get a you should act like a Roman legionnaire
Yeah,
with a javelin, gladius, and shield.
because of the goblin tunnel we live in.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good point.
This is the
I
smartest.
think you should get a big
one we've
spear
done.
and one of those like neck high shields.
Yeah, because they have that whole thing in 300 about
So
how
how
that
much
one
money
guy can't
are
hold
you
the
guys
thing up.
prepared to spend on your self-defense? 'Cause a lot of these things, like you can't buy off the rack. You
can't get that?
Even like a big Home Depot. Is
I'm
not
going to
gonna-
Men's Warehouse.
I'm going
Yeah.
to Dick's Sporting
You're gonna
Goods.
have to get one of those forged in fire guys to like craft out an old like radiator or something.
Warhammer, it will kill.
I love that show.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Check it out. Forged in Fire.
Can we get that guy on here?
Forged in Fire, come on the show.
Yeah.
We'd love to ask you about if you should punish your son for going on the internet. All right, let's do one more. And there are none of these that are scrambled eggs. These are like
There,
all
a few of them are. I'm
genuine?
skipping
Okay.
them. But thank you for the scrambled egg answers.
Thank you for
They're all
Jeremy
very
loves
good.
to read them. They make him smile.
I do. They do make me happy. Alex is kind of the bad cop in this situation.
Yeah, they make me pissed off. You're lucky I don't kill you.
One guy says a good baseball bat would be about as effective as a warhammer, but no easier to obtain.
See, I don't want to dispute these experts, but I think I could get a baseball bat in like 10 minutes right now. A warhammer would require hours online and shipping delays.
I think that's what he's saying, though. I mean, the baseball bat is.
That must be a typo or something.
He's clearly reversing the
Sure.
answer in his head. He's just typing so fast because he's so angry.
He's so excited.
Hey, dipshit!
Listen,
You
fucker.
fool.
Yeah.
He says, for use in a confined space like a house, I think a short cut and thrust sword like a cutlass would be a better option.
Cutlass. Easier to find than a gladius.
If I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry.
Go to the Smithsonian and rob the General Grant exhibit.
Get yourself a dinosaur's bone and
That's
use
not
that.
a bad idea. You go to the Museum of Natural History.
Yeah.
Producer Waffles now fully involved in the show.
Producer Waffles is
Live on
producing the
camera.
show.
I like when animals or when pets get food names. I think that's charming.
It is charming, and he's a bit of a cut-up.
Yeah.
But he is also a bit of a problem because, as we've discussed before, he will knock out your headphones.
Yeah.
All right. I'm done with this now.
Okay.
I've decided to purchase one.
Let me read this one answer from a listener because I think it's funny. From Tobias Franklin. In my experience, the pen is mightier than the sword. I have fought off many intruders with battles of wit. I make sure to always eat a big breakfast of scrambled eggs, bacon, and toast in order to keep my mind fit and ready for battle.
There you go.
That's
Up, Quora.
true.
Thank
Up
you,
Quora for
Tobias.
you, good sir.
Sharp minds.
The pen is what wins the game.
One guy says, you go right ahead and do just that. Just don't act surprised when they shoot your dumb ass. This
Come
isn't the
on.
Avengers.
Again, in New York, the issue is how hard it is to get the gun, and
Yeah.
maybe I just want to be shot. Have you considered that? Thank you, Waffles. You're doing exactly what I was warning the room about moments ago.
Yeah.
And he's trying to eat the eclair I got Django,
The guest donut.
The guest eclair.
Sacred guest eclair.
and drinking
Wait,
my water.
is this an eclair or is it like a long john?
What's a long john?
Well, eclair has filling in it.
Yeah, it's an eclair.
Oh, okay. Awesome. I'm probably only going to eat half of this.
But I'll warn you, it's long.
It is long, man.
Long John.
Yeah, it's very lucrative to be a guest on this show.
Where'd you get this donut?
7th Avenue Donuts.
Don't give up your sources so easily. You can torture me if you have to.
I'm hoping that this will get to a point where I am having people try to find and kill me on the internet.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, well,
We have revealed so much.
you're
though.
taking a half-mile radius around, Steven's Donuts or whatever.
Yeah, they can start checking off
Steven's
blocks.
Donuts. Good riff.
Steven's Donuts.
I suck at coming up with like proper noun riffs. Like if I ever need to come up with like a name, it's always like, oh, Couchston. But like I can come up with other things, but for some reason, like things like that are just like impossible for me.
I thought of a good American Ellis Island name yesterday for this joke I do on the spot, and it was Christopher Mortgage.
That's pretty
What
good.
if you were a young man named Christopher Mortgage?
Pretty good.
So,
If you're
about
out
that?
there.
So listeners, help
Christopher.
yourself to that.
well, we have something pretty exciting to share on the show this
yeah.
week, and that is an exciting new Quora space. Now, we've done this on the show before. We found beautiful women images.
We found Ask Australians Anything.
We found swimming with clothes on.
Yeah, but we have a new Quora space, and this is from the Schmism.
Right, listener, the Schmism wrote in with this Quora space.
And this
if
is,
you have a Quora space that we should read the things in the space, hit that button and send us an email, quorators@gmail.com.
Anyway, this is from the Quora community. We love drugs.
We love drugs. The premise of the space are doing drugs and posting about how much fun it is.
If you go to We Love Drugs, we still wait, what? We still love drugs.quora.com. Cat's going off over there.
Yeah, ignore the cat. He's
Okay.
going to eat that
Waffles is
leaf. He's
going
going to throw up.
bozo mode.
But here's the thing is there are two directions We Love Drugs could go
Took a
in.
picture of him for the YouTubers.
And that is a bunch of really cool guys who do drugs, and actually you're intimidated by how cool they are.
Yep.
And then people who are ruining their lives with drugs. And wouldn't you know, a lot of times the second one is pretty funny.
I appreciate their enthusiasm for drugs.
Yeah. So let's get this one up.
Okay,
This is the first
from
one.
Chef Doc.
Sure.
He's posted a photo of himself, a selfie.
Which is it rude to put that on the thing? Because he did put it on Quora.
It is an interesting photo. Here,
I mean, the
I'll
photo's
spin it
doing
around
a
for you,
lot of the
Django.
work of
This is what we're
what
talking about.
is good about this.
Oh, I see. So this is mocking a drug addict. Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, we're just discussing the
I
space.
don't think it's like, obviously, like if people are struggling with drugs, like that's bad. But it's funny to go to the welovedrugs.quora.com and be like, I fucking love drugs.
Yeah, I don't think this guy regrets it. Anyway, what's the post?
He says, after 4 days and 2 solid days of running a chainsaw, this is what I looked
4
like.
days and 2 solid days.
And before you ask, yes, I felt exactly how I looked. Had just seen a shadow figure that was dancing. I was actually laughing at it. After 12 hours of sleep, I'm back to my usual self.
What is
Until
a
next time, Crystal.
chainsaw? Is that a slang?
No, I think it's a chainsaw.
I don't know.
I don't think.
He said,
All right,
well-
so I've read a few of the posts on here, and they are mostly people talking about doing crystal meth and then
At work.
doing activities for extended periods
Sure,
of time.
sure.
So I think when you do the crystal meth, which I have not done, you need something to go with it, like give a mouse cookie situation.
Someone did say I need some yard work done. And he said, I was so tired on the first evening that I couldn't lift the weight of the saw to cut the next piece.
Yeah, no, I think it's a chainsaw.
It's all slang, man. These are all sick little words that we insiders use to give each other a wink.
Now, I was not
I was working
raised
for
in
my
a-
timber company.
I was not raised in a city, but I think a chainsaw is a chainsaw. I don't
Yeah.
think it's a Cockney street talk. Yeah, I think that's pretty dope. I like that he's enjoying crystal meth so much.
Sure.
You see so much negativity about crystal
Yeah.
meth that some publicity from the other side is pretty educational in its own way.
This guy posts most days on the We Love Drugs.
He has posted
Quora.
500 posts.
Well, he has a
in the
lot
last
of energy.
hour. Yeah. I guess that's the secret to staying young, is just doing a lot of crystal meth.
Yeah.
It's great for your skin. He does say on his profile anything uppers, so I think that's going to dramatically improve your posts. I know I don't really have the drive or energy to make tweets unless I am drinking a lot of coffee or taking Adderall, which
Sure.
is pretty much a stone's throw from crystal meth. So it's
I
really,
mean, Adderall is like speed, right?
yeah, it's the like title on the bottle is amphetamine salts. So like that's just like what Hitler was doing in his bunker. Pretty
Sure.
much.
That's wild. It's a big win for Big Pharma that they were able to just market methamphetamine
Yeah, a rare win
to children. Yeah.
for Big Pharma.
Good for them, man. You know, they dug deep.
The underdog.
Rare W.
Yeah, if you're taking Adderall, you're pretty much Hitler, and that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah. There's really no
That's
difference.
not the only thing they have in common, folks.
So I thought that was a pretty good post because he's so positive about it, and it just seems pretty dope running a chainsaw for 4 days
Sure.
and 2 days.
On January 4th, he posted, "Who's up and about? What are you doing? I'm listening to music and waiting for my friends to get home."
That
Yeah.
sounds nice.
See, he's using Quora like Facebook, which I think is
I
one of
respect
the
that.
better uses of the website.
Yeah, like what's the question of this?
That's it.
It's just
If you get into the communities, they're not all questions.
Dear Quora, hi, like that.
Yeah.
It's my birthday.
Yeah.
All right, here's another one.
Okay, this is from that guy, and his job is crack master. Up all night and the night before. Get the call 5 minutes ago. Can you open today? I really had to think about it. Do I go into work where I can actually make a few bucks, or stay home and continue my research and quality control? What the hell? I'm going in.
Now
LOL.
that's a euphemism. I can tell. No chainsaw bullshit there.
I'd much rather continue this marathon of needless spending. LOL. However, if I get out of the house, I'll definitely eat something and get some fresh air, take a break, let the day to run its course. Because tomorrow is day 3. Oh, how I love day 3. More at 11. And then there's a laugh emoji.
The laugh cry
Oh, my
face. 'cause
Lord.
it's
And then he
funny.
says, just saying.
What I really like about this post is the dynamic of it is, do I go back to the rat race or keep doing crack?
Well, it's also funny that he's asking this question to a community made up entirely of drug users. It's like, oh, after careful consideration, keep smoking crack.
You know you want to hit that
The
playboy.
tribunal has spoken.
Work is for suckers.
I like that he thinks of himself as like a crack scientist.
Well, he
Yeah.
thinks of himself as a crack master, to be specific.
Boys in the lab, aka crack house.
When you do crack, are you capable? Are you like getting research done? Is it like, I guess, Adderall again in that thing where you just wake up
How
and
do
you
you
have a
think
note
we split
sheet?
the atom?
I've never known until now.
I think I found something interesting about this guy. I think he ends every post with just saying ...
I love that. That's a sign off.
Yeah.
That's it. Also,
one.
his little persona is like a memoji.
Sure.
What's the Nintendo one? Nintendo Me of himself, of like Heisenberg. He's got a little fedora and a mustache. He's really cool. Just saying. What's the debate in the comments? Are people pro or
Colleen,
against
who's
work?
kind of like, being like a nice protective person, says, "Yikes. Get some rest, darling. The drugs will be waiting for you." How nice it'll be.
What a nice motherly. Don't do all your drugs at once.
The drugs will be waiting in the morning, sweetie.
You have time for crack afterwards.
It's like an Aesop fable moral.
Eat your vegetables, and then you can do meth.
The squirrel that did all of his drugs at once, as opposed to the porcupine who had drugs for an entire week. What do we learn from this, children?
If you don't go to Starbucks, you won't have money to buy more crack. All right, one more post from here. I don't feel like this is too mean. I think it has a positive spin on hard drug use, which is really unique.
Luna the Gemini, a.k.a. Cat Sierra, says, "I am spun as F right now. Anyone else? Been doing some hot rails tonight. Parentheses, I lost count.
Don't even know how many
That
rails it
meth burns like a bee, too.
Oof.
Who says you can't have fun alone on a Tuesday night?"
So these people are snorting crystal meth.
Yeah, I guess
Well, they're
so.
hot rails.
Yeah, I'm sure they're hot, man. I'm sure they're crackling.
Okay, so the best part about this is, so the post is pretty much like, anybody else love hot rails? And then the comments are all like, here's how I keep them from burning.
Yeah.
Good advice.
Community poll. Does anyone here like drugs? Oh.
And the answer is a water pipe, as far as I can tell. You smoke your crack or you do your rail out of a water pipe. And
Absolutely. You have one of those like 4-chamber bongs.
yeah, because you don't want your nose to fall off Artie Lang
That's
style.
why I was under the impression that crystal meth is like hard, like glass-like crystals. I feel like you wouldn't want to put that in your soft little nose tissue.
Yeah, and the nose really falls apart. I just feel like shooting anything makes it a million times more intense than breathing it in. And as I must remind the listenership every week, I am not legally a doctor. I just say things with confidence, which is almost the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, I think we've made fun of these drug-addicted Quora users enough.
Yes, and so no disrespect to them, but if you do find another good Quora space, please send it to us. We would love to explore it with you here on the Quora Raiders podcast.
And if you're addicted to drugs, seek help.
Or don't.
Or go to this
Or
website.
go to Quora and see what the community your peers has to say about it.
I guess either seek help or find some friends who enjoy it as much as you do.
Yeah, or get positive reinforcement from other people who've been awake for 7 days.
All right, this is our next segment, historical teachings.
All right, I think this is the button.
There you go.
There we go. Here on Historical Teachings, we're looking into things from the past, and we're saying, what? What the hell? And stuff like that.
Yeah. We're learning about all sorts of things.
It's not always American. What other sound would you use, really, for historical stuff?
Book opening.
Yeah, that could be good. It'd certainly be shorter.
Creak.
I don't want to get sued by America, so we're only going to play a little of that song.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is a pretty simple question, I think. A little more wholesome than the last ones. Why did JFK's casket stay closed?
Interesting. JFK referring to John F. Kennedy,
Yes.
the president.
Now,
JFK Rowling.
That's a great character. Is that not on the internet yet?
It is now.
just Boston Irish.
Allow me to be clear. You're born a woman or you're not. Either you wake up
We
and you
only
have
want-
beans in your chowder or you don't.
There's only one thing to fear: reassignment surgery. Yeah.
Somebody's got to have already done this. I refuse to believe we've stumbled onto JFK Rowling.
Lee Harvey Oswald is a Slytherin. How about that?
That's so funny.
What were we talking
I would
about?
love. Okay, so the CIA kills JFK and they'll reveal their tattoos to each other.
That's good. I like that too.
Okay, so why does casket stay closed? Now, from what I understand, this man is Catholic, and oftentimes you want to have your casket open,
Right.
So that your loved ones can see your face and how pretty you were. Now, the other thing I know about JFK is his head was like blown off.
And that's where the giant cowboy hat comes into play.
They just cut him from the neck up.
Yeah, I think you just get a big old floppy cowboy hat.
Something fun.
Put it on the commander-in-chief.
His head like exploded, right?
Yeah,
like
well,
full on.
Not spontaneously.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
No one knows if there was a shot.
Yeah.
It's unclear.
The JFK conspiracy theorist who like doesn't know what happened.
Right.
People say he might have been shot.
He was in the Suicide Squad.
People prescribe to the one or more bullet theory.
I think that guy with the shark head bit him. They just know like he's dead and they don't know any details.
Yeah. He was poisoned.
Top theories are poison, house fire, old age.
Carbon monoxide poisoning.
He didn't have his thing up to date.
Was it vaccines? Was JFK vaccinated? Too early to tell.
I am afraid from learning too much from these answers, but I assume that they're good.
Sure.
They are on Quora, after all.
I have to imagine most people are going to say because his head exploded.
You'd think so.
That's like the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire when they pull the crowd, you know.
Yeah.
And there's always one like giant bar with a consensus. Head shot. Wow. You guys are ready for everything, man.
What happened to JFK's head? Why can't I see his beautiful mug in the coffin?
It exploded. B, nothing. He's fine.
C, poison. I don't know.
I feel like testing your soundboard right now. Can I do that?
Yeah, go for it.
We don't have that many sounds.
Sure is nice relaxing on this tropical island.
Naruto music. Bam.
I really thought you were going to do the
Naruto
gunshot.
takes place on an island.
That's a stretch.
Checkmate. Well, I only got 20 sounds, Django.
That's why it was a test.
We have YouTube. We can
I
do
wanted to hear the
anything.
steel drums and shit.
Yeah, over a long enough period, I can get any sound.
Well, you guys also get to edit this, so you can make it seem like you just nailed it.
It's bulletproof.
Yeah.
We're on a beautiful island.
Ooh, I love that this doesn't have copyright.
No copyright
Big fan
music.
of that.
This is Island by Jericho.
I will say this is like kind of a loose interpretation.
Yeah, this
of
is
it.
more like
I don't really like
dance
it.
club on an island.
Yeah, I'm not into it.
Wait, why did
Coffee shop, Balearic Island.
What's up, Alex?
we didn't read about JFK's head at all,
Sorry.
bro?
It was
Sorry,
Jackie's
that was
decision.
my
It was
fault.
his wife's decision, is why.
It's not really. I mean, you know, they did a professional job, but it looks like a JFK waxwork, not the real man. His head exploded.
Well, the top part of it.
I'm
Yeah.
imagining they just like took a clay cylinder and jammed it in the hole there, and we're like, he's 90% the president still.
I would just go to a Halloween store, buy a JFK mask,
Sure.
cut off the top part of that, and latex it on.
Yeah.
And I don't want to tell these guys how to do their job.
Or just put the full mask on,
60
Point
years
Break
later.
style. You guys seen Point Break?
No, I've heard
Check it
about
out.
I haven't actually.
Really? It's really good.
I've heard it's great. But
It's
yeah.
really good. Big shout out for Point Break here. Yeah, so a lot of
I like
people
this
saying because he
one.
was shot in the head.
The simple answer to this is half his head was blown off.
Good.
People back in those days had little class.
Excuse me? Lee Harvey Oswald. How gauche. Killing the president? Have some manners.
This one guy says, well, his head was basically missing, so there's that. Hashtag SMFH, which I feel like is a little rude to be shaking your fucking head in
just
response to this
asking.
guy who has no head.
I thought the core community was supposed to be kind and supportive to each other.
Yeah, what the fuck?
This
Only
is
in
the rare
drugs
exception.
one.
It's not all we love drugs. All right, let's do the next one.
Be more like the drug addict community.
There's not enough debate in this.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a pretty simple answer.
And it's
which is
because
that he
his
was
head was-
poisoned. They
is-
didn't want people to know. Okay, this was sent in by Megan Masterman.
Okay, thank you for sending it.
Masterman.
Send us your quarters.
Was Cleopatra actually ugly?
Now, from what I've heard, she was choice.
She was a dime.
She was a real babe.
honey.
But unfortunately, maybe she was ugly because in the past, as we have covered in the show, sometimes they're also fucking ugly.
Sure, yeah.
See that or Renaissance painters weren't very good at their jobs.
Yeah.
And yeah, painters. I just don't trust painters to tell the truth.
Thank you.
Because they'll just paint whatever they want so they can jack off to it.
All painters are liars.
That was your only option back in the day. You had to spend 3 days doing an oil painting, then you could crank it.
If it took me 3 days to do an oil painting, I would want to have it be something that is beautiful at the end.
We are also surrounded by like beautiful paintings made by your wife.
That's true. You can't see them on camera. Just know they're there.
That one.
I guess you could see some of the wave to my left, which my wife did not paint. Just in case anyone is wondering, she is not a centuries-old Japanese painter.
Alex is dating a 400-year-old woman.
Okay, I'm kind of interested, unless it's too educational, and then I'm not.
I find today's beauty standards absolutely horrifying.
Yes.
If you're wondering why,
Iconoclast.
just look around you.
What the fuck does that supposed to mean?
There are multiple examples
Jeremy
walking
is
around
very
today.
handsome.
Thank you.
He gives me imposter syndrome because I was sitting next to him on this hot show.
People are always commenting about how good looking Alex and I are.
Yeah.
Certainly no one has said that we look like cartoon characters that are meant to be ugly.
Wow. Your sweater is not gay. That's a comment we get a lot.
Yep. Have you ever heard the phrase beauty is in the eye of the beholder? Well, in today's society, it has changed to beauty is in the eye of who society as a whole perceives as beautiful.
Oh my god.
That's fucking deep.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah, I think so.
What is it? Beauty is in the eye?
In the eye of who society as a whole. So they're saying like there's new beauty standards that we all have to cater to. It used to be like you just got to be hot to your wife or husband or whatever.
Yeah.
But
But now the
it's like
system is here to tell you if your
Yeah,
wife, if
you get like
if you
a-
love your wife or not.
the IRS sends you like a form in the mail that says your wife is ugly.
Yeah. Nice uggo you have at home. I think Cleopatra looked like Kate Upton, and I
Thank
will not be
you.
hearing otherwise.
Is that good or bad?
From what I've seen on app commercials, it's really good.
Anyway, this guy's comment goes on for another like 10,000 words.
Yeah,
so
we're
I'm gonna
not
stop
reading all that.
it.
That is not.
And I
gonna
was
happen
fired
right now.
without cause.
Does anyone else love doing hot rails?
Yeah.
Well, there's the beautiful contradiction of the website is half of the website is Hot Rails Guide, and the other one is like, I have a PhD in Cleopatra. Here's a lot of free labor I'm giving you.
Helena says, Cleopatra was certainly not, quote, ugly, as in downright repulsive to look at.
She's a dog.
But Plutarch writes that she was more famous for her charm and wit.
Once
than her
once
physical
again,
beauty.
Plutarch enters the conversation.
Yeah, well, how come we have to go by Plutarch's judgments?
Dude, beauty is in the eye of whatever Plutarch says.
So it's like a Plutarch judging our women.
People don't even think for themselves nowadays. They're always deferring to Plutarch.
Okay. It does show a lot of like
A lot of busts. People
a
are
lot
looking
of
at-
busts, a lot of like pictures of her with like a big nose, which I guess is like you don't usually see her with that big of a nose, but I think it's kind of cool. She's pretty cool.
lot of
Cleopatra,
people-
you're all right.
People
I
are just
think.
looking at like paintings of her and being like, she's kind of hot.
Would you? Would you do it with Cleopatra?
Cleopatra, your curator's babe of the week.
That is our new segment we need to get going.
That's our second
We have
segment.
two segments. One where we make a
Historical babe of the
question
week.
and babe of the week. Okay. Apparently she killed her own family for power, and I'm
Yeah, and this
attracted
guy
to
is
that.
saying that, that's literally this guy's argument is that she was very powerful, which made her attractive.
She's like the Sasuke Uchiha of ancient babes.
I'm always saying that. I don't care what books you read or how many languages you speak. If you aren't a great person, people will know, and it won't be sexy.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is this still Cleopatra?
Yeah,
I don't understand the relevance of that.
neither do I.
I don't know how many books you read. Fuck you. I don't know how many books you read, but go to hell.
Also, another one, before we move on, I just want to say this, guys. Define ugly. Does it matter? She was probably not wowie kazowie based on descriptions,
That's true.
but she said to have a lovely voice.
Yeah, I think she's great.
I think she's wowie kazowie.
I think she's great. I'm learning so much about history right now. All right, do one more.
Why did humans willingly mate with Neanderthals when they were such dumb, brutish, and ugly creatures?
A lot of judgment. A lot of judgment in this one.
Also, this person is acting as if there's like a huge difference between like one micro stage of development. As if it's not like it goes like from Neanderthal to human. It's like Neanderthal to Neanderthal, like a slightly less protruding brow.
Yeah.
So
That's another thing too is Neanderthals are like pretty much human.
Yeah, what are we
They
doing
just
here,
have
man?
different shaped heads, and they're beautiful. Also, there are no more of them, so this could not have happened that many times.
Yeah.
I read the book *Sapiens*, and he claims that there were.
Here we go.
He says that there were Neanderthals and Cro-Mags at the same time, and they like fought each other.
Yeah.
But then I spoke to someone who like is a professional like anthropologist, and she was like, "That book's stupid." So now I don't know what
Yeah,
to believe.
owned.
But the guy who read it to me in my ears was an old man with a British accent, so it just like felt so true.
That's one of
Yeah.
the smartest voices there is.
It might be.
Yeah, I think so. I also want to issue an apology for the tape. It is not Sasuke Uchiha. It is Itachi Uchiha. I have been wrong about this in a public forum before, and the repercussions are damning.
This is the one thing where people get extremely mad at us about.
I cannot take a hit like that again.
Hopefully, you take a few weeks off the podcast and learn.
Alex
Need
will
to
be taking a
reconnect.
break and donating to the anime community.
We are putting waffles on Mike. Yeah, so
Most of the answers here are just like it probably was forceful. But then a lot of other answers are like, how dare you say that Neanderthals were, quote, dumb or ugly? Ugly is in the
anyone-
eye of the beholder.
has anyone ever even heard of this happening?
Also, like, if
You
there's
just
like,
made this up.
if there
In
is,
this sexy scenario that I think about all the time, how could they?
assuming it is real for the sake of this answer, though, like, they're another species, right? So you can't be like, oh, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's like, well, the humans are the beholder. It's like, if you fuck a dog, it's like, well, who's to say the dog's not hot?
It's a
Yeah, that's
beautiful
true.
dog.
That is weird how that line of demarcation is drawn. Somehow, eye of the beholder goes out the fucking window as soon as you're fucking your dog. Unacceptable. Just some enlightened society we have right now.
Isn't there somebody you forgot to ask? Plutarch.
Yeah.
In this fan fiction where my bully bangs my mom, why did she do that?
All I'm saying is that fucking a Neanderthal is bestiality. They're not the same species.
They are literally a different species. That is
Don't
true.
do it.
I
Hey, don't
if,
do
if
it.
you're thinking about having sex with a Neanderthal at home, do not. And we're saying that from a species perspective, like it's 1870.
Yeah, and this is the plot of my new TV show, Geico's Cavemen.
Ooh. Whatever happened to that?
I have a lot
Whatever
of thoughts
happened
on
to that?
Geico's Cavemen.
like a-
Jeremy's favorite show, by the way.
I've seen every episode of it.
Go back, watch Geico's Cavemen, and just know Jeremy approves of the show and wanted more of it.
I am very interested in it because the original pilot, they unaired it. They never aired it because
They
it
unaired
was
it.
too racist.
Yes.
Because the original pitch was that the cavemen were like a metaphor for like black people, essentially.
Wow.
So it's a lot of like Nick Kroll being like, she only wants to fuck you because cavemen have big penises.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they call someone like a Cro-Maga, and they're like, you can't say that.
Right.
It's like,
oh my lord.
it's the craziest show.
That's wild. This is all
2008
based on
was
an
a-
insurance ad. And then you like use it to make this white supremacy thing.
It's the craziest thing.
That's great.
Nick Kroll, you crazy for this one. You love insurance, dog. You want to feel secure in your vehicle.
Jesus God. Like spot the 7-Up ad, like turning that into like something. Anyway.
Well,
We all get the riff before it comes out of the gun.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, we
if
all
you're
get
playing bingo at home, check off Geico's Cavemen reality show.
I have a lot of thoughts on it. I watched it in high school when it came out. I was just like, what is this?
Damn.
Anyway, don't fuck a Neanderthal.
Hey, don't do it.
They don't really
if you
have
see
bigger
one.
dicks.
No. Well, I mean, they might.
Alex?
Well, are there any left?
In the world of the Geico
I'm
Caveman
genuinely
show.
curious.
I don't know.
Lucy.
There's an episode where one of the cavemen does stand up,
Oh, I love stand
but he does racist stereotypes about cavemen to
Oh.
appeal to the non-caveman audience.
Yeah.
It's a very racist show.
There's a lot of levels that works on.
Not that this show really merits that much attention, but it takes place in a world where the cavemen live alongside
Yes.
humans in
Yes.
modern times, and they're like, oh, laptop, like that
Yeah.
type of thing. Okay.
It's like to the cavemen, the Neanderthals never die out,
Got it.
and they now are still around, and they're just like hairier guys, and people are racist to them.
Yeah, you know all those great commercials you saw where the cavemen would to use a phone? That's the show.
In the original pilot,
Nothing to know.
they live in Atlanta. They live in Georgia or in Nashville or something. They live in the South in the first pilot. I think Atlanta, and then they changed it to like LA because they're like, this is too hard.
This is people will know how racist we're being. We got to add a decoy here.
Yeah. Anyway, we've talked enough about this show. Let's go on to
never want to hear about this again.
I'd be depressed for the entire
Every
weekend.
night I text Alex about the episode I'm watching.
Do
of
you remember?
Cavemen.
Do you remember Geico Cavemen?
All right, hit the
I'm
core
watching
MD
it
button.
again. If you don't have a button, you gotta find the Doogie Howser song again.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Wait for it.
Do we have the rights to this?
I'm not cutting this out. Yeah, we have the right. I made Doogie Howser. It's not Dougie Howser. It's Doogie Howser.
I haven't seen Doogie Howser.
Oh my God. MFs don't even know how to spell Doogie Howser. Hey, welcome to Quora MD, the segment where we're like, what the hell? These are medical questions.
I do love that I can see on your YouTube you've listened to half of some volume 7 of Final Fantasy music.
That's a rap remix. I'm actually way less cool than just a guy who listens to the Final Fantasy VII background soundtrack.
Only half? Was the house on fire or something?
I've listened to it several
He
times.
had to defend his apartment from a army of Roman soldiers.
Every day I study Japanese and listen to rap remixes of Final Fantasy
Are
VII.
there Final Fantasy VII themed rap lyrics on top of this? Or
We can listen to it.
No, don't listen to it. Just what's the question?
Why would you give away your computer to someone else to look at your search history on it?
I don't know. He doesn't have a laptop for some reason.
Unlikely, as highly unlikely that he doesn't own a laptop.
It is unlikely,
I'm
isn't
a
it?
weird guy.
And yet, nonetheless.
You should
Do not click on it, Jeremy. Do not click on it.
Chocobo.
What is our medical question?
Yesterday I fainted in science class. Yesterday I fainted in science period. After class, my teacher pulled me aside and said it wasn't appropriate behavior and she does not tolerate it. Should I tell the principal?
Yeah, you should tell the principal.
Get that bitch fired. Doesn't matter. Get her out of there.
We've taken a strong reactionary turn this week.
Yeah.
Remember we had Abby on? We would ask like, "Hey, should I shoot my child?" And she was like, "Legally, you shouldn't." And there's so much oppression out there. And then Jay goes like, "Take my gun." Another win for men.
Take my
gun, please.
There's no gender thing here. I was just doing the mocking punitive internet person who's like responds to anything with like they all need to be in jail.
Yeah.
They need to be in jail, and I need to have had a better life. That type of thing.
I need a better life. Okay, so they fainted in science period, and then they were told it wasn't appropriate. First of all, it's not appropriate.
No, I think that's an inappropriate thing to do.
In science period, you got to be awake. I have also gotten in trouble for sleeping in class, and that
Really?
isn't horribly different than exactly what we're talking about here.
I think it's a little bit different.
Fainting implies to me like falling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's on the internet, so how do we know that they didn't just fall asleep in class?
No, you can't lie. on the
Well, you
internet.
gotta
They
take
can
you
chat.
gotta take these people on good faith, otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm on the school's side, and discipline rules.
Yeah.
I was wrong to sleep, and you were wrong to faint. If you tell the principal, you gotta like really come for him. Like you should have like
Sure.
dirt on this teacher. You should
Sure.
be. I mean, you're essentially like trying to like get them.
You should start
fired,
building
right?
a case now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta like prove
Frame them for something.
that they're some kind of criminal of some kind.
We're dancing around the answer here. You gotta make them out to be a pervert.
Yeah, make him out to be a pervert and frame them for
Yeah.
sex crimes. But that said, I do believe you're lying and fell asleep in class.
Wow. I don't know. Like, if that was the case, why are you bothering going to Quora for validation? You're just gonna do whatever you want to do anyway.
Exactly, so that you get people to back you up when you're a sleepy little baby.
Yeah.
And you just want to sleep all day.
I find it hard to believe that someone would just go to Quora and like make up a story.
Yeah, I think that's impossible.
Would someone really make up
Well,
a
just
story on
because
Quora?
like what good does having approval from strangers do you
Right.
for a fake scenario?
Well, it just makes
Well,
you feel better.
People
But you're
are
lying, so it doesn't
crazy.
work. If you're lying about the premise, then like anything they're giving you is null and void.
I don't know. What do you think, Jeremy?
I think that this is a big problem and that they should go speak to their principal.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I think I had a lot of teachers who hated me for no reason growing up. So I do relate to this person.
That's wrong.
I had a teacher once who...
They treated him like one of the Geico cavemen.
We're not talking about this. My nickname in high school was
We're
Caveman.
second class
Why
caveman.
was your nickname Caveman?
Okay, so
he
what
watched
happened?
this show?
What happened was my
I brought
freshman
this
year.
show up every week is why. Okay.
My freshman year of high school, I couldn't see something, so I was covering my eyes like this because it was really sunny.
Uh-huh.
And this kid who was really dumb
Sorry, I just,
tried to make fun of me. What's up?
I'm just making sure this is still
We're
going.
still recording.
Okay.
Don't worry, we're getting this.
Okay.
Was like, oh, what are you're what are you, like a caveman or something? You're like, oh, what is big yellow object in the sky? And then as a 9th grade nerd, I was like, wow, caveman actually did know about the sun. Anyway, I was like, but also I had a unibrow, and people were like, he does kind of look like a caveman though.
That's pretty much what a caveman
And then
is.
I was just bullied for 4 years.
And yet women insist on sleeping with him.
They're drawn to his prowess.
Teachers would call me that sometimes.
How'd you lose a unibrow? Do you just pluck it now?
I did electrolysis.
Oh, nice.
As a kid.
Really?
I was like, this is too much.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
Yeah, I've actually been labeled caveman at school, so we
Yeah.
decided to take some action.
Shock me.
Yeah, I don't. That's a very hurtful name to have. Did you like it or not?
No, I hated it.
Did
Yeah.
you like it?
I don't know. Some people are real freaks.
And then the other one that I had as a kid, so my last name is Kaplowitz, but I had a track coach who would call me Capo, K-A-P-O, which I thought was just like a weird, fun little name. I don't think he meant anything by it, but I looked it up. Do you know what this means?
Yeah, I know what it means.
It's the Jews in the concentration camps who sided with the Nazis.
Well, and as we've talked about every week, you do sound like you report on yourself a lot as a child, so it does make me wonder if there's a story there that maybe you just didn't even notice.
Maybe.
Where you're just, hey, they didn't run as many laps as me. Did you see
I
that?
was a really lazy student.
You want me to do something to them?
Anyway.
Withhold their grain.
Yeah, do you want me to withhold the other student's grade? Hold on, I'm going to plug the computer in, but read it. What do the Quorras say, Jeremy?
They say, if you passed out in class and your teacher's response is to tell you it's inappropriate behavior, not only should you tell the principal, you should also tell your parents. People faint for all kinds of reasons. And at the very least, you should probably see a doctor, especially if this has never happened to you before.
Huh.
It's a very reasonable answer. Pretty much everyone's just like, yes, this is bad. You might have low blood sugar. This is a weird thing to have happened.
Well,
Your
I
teacher
guess
is bad.
I was wrong.
Also, have you ever done any hot rails?
I love doing them. Does anyone else?
I can't find anyone who's just like, no, fainting is wrong.
Well, fainting is wrong. Stay awake.
People being pretty sympathetic to the child with a medical problem, I see. As usual.
Well, I think they're a liar.
All right, everybody gets a trophy society.
Everybody, you're freaking woke children trying to pass out
Yeah.
my class that I teach.
Yeah.
One of the answers is, if this is real, yes.
Wow. That was Alex. It says, by Alex Ptak.
Yeah.
Assuming you can present some documentation that backs up your tall tale.
It's a pretty insane thing to yell at a child about.
Okay, I was wrong and I apologize.
Well, this person does say if you merely fell asleep, you should stop making shit up.
Well.
Finally, a friend of Ptak.
Looks like I'm not the only one who thinks this child is trying to get clout on Quora and launch their career falling asleep.
The next Jordan Peterson.
Okay, what's the next one?
Okay. Is it true that gingers bleed more than other people?
Now, I had not heard this before.
Sorry, gingers, parentheses, redheads.
Yeah, not like the vegetable or whatever. I do know famous ginger Anders Lee, and he seems like he bleeds the normal amount.
They have, what's the thing with pain tolerance for gingers?
And this is in
it
the
more or
answer,
less?
but it's less, and that's why they don't respond to anesthesia. I know this
Right.
sounds like race science, but for whatever reason,
No, this is a
true,
real
and,
thing.
like, they have to give them different amounts of medicine
Like-
when they do surgery.
I was talking to someone I know who's a redhead, and she said when she gave birth, the doctor essentially was like, does the carpet match the drapes? Because we need to know.
That's how he said it.
And he turned out to be a doctor. No question there.
Wait, I'm sorry. The pain is more, and that's why they need more anesthesia. I get that.
Redheads feel more pain.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why their hair is the color of
I mean,
blood.
if that's true, that kind of lends some credence to this extra bleeding theory.
But do they bleed more?
Well, that's
if
why
you
their
cut
hair
us,
is so
do we
red.
not bleed?
Yeah.
The blood, they have so much extra blood that it goes into their hair.
Yeah, from even
Dyes
simple
it.
things like putting on a hat makes
Yeah,
them
this is all
bleed
like
so
for
much.
humorous style medical
Knowledge.
Yeah.
knowledge. That's
If you're a ginger, you can solve most of your problems with leeches.
Absolutely. So yeah, I think they bleed more.
I mean, everyone just says no.
A lot of no's. I always thought this was a myth. No,
not according to studies.
not
One
according-
person says yes.
Oh, my studies.
Well, here you go. One person. Everyone's like, no, studies,
Oh,
no,
my
doctor,
studies.
no. But then Ellen
My
shows
peer
up.
review.
And guess what? Ellen is a redhead, and she says yes.
Yup.
Lived experience.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm bleeding right now.
She says, I'm 65. I've heard several times in my life from nurses that redheads are nicknamed bleeders because we bleed. As I was giving birth to my son in 1984, Dr. Ramsey, then head of OBGYN at Piedmont
Oh, I thought that was the name of the
Hospital.
son.
In Atlanta, said, "Oh my God, it looks like someone threw a bomb up there." What the fuck?
Man,
yeah.
These guys are going to some pretty laid back hospitals.
The thing is, like, doctors could just say stuff.
yeah.
Doctors can ask you if the carpet matches the drapes and then say a bomb went off in your pussy.
I was born on Halloween, and my mom said that the doctors were often wearing costumes when I was born.
Really?
Which seems fucked up.
This matches everything else I know
great.
about you,
Just
caveman.
Being birthed by a Terminator with half the face.
Hey, that sounds like it could be like a Top Gun nickname or something.
Yeah,
I
it
could
could
be in Top Gun.
You could be the bad pilot that
I'm
is
a-
nicknamed Caveman.
Yeah, exactly.
The one who's like, this guy can't operate a plane like a
He's
caveman.
Like a caveman.
It would be really funny if a surgery goes poorly and then you're still wearing your Dracula costume and you're like, I'm sorry.
At that point, you probably,
With
want,
us, the baby.
you probably want to stop doing the voice.
Do you mind if I have some of this blood? From the,
The fucked up thing is that my dad was wearing a
miscarriage
costume.
baby. Anyway, yep.
My dad was wearing a costume, but he was dressed as a doctor.
Hello.
So that was a little bit confusing.
We like to have fun here.
And this is the baby's placenta. You put your hand in the thing.
Oh, it's just
veal
grapes.
chop, yeah.
we all know babies, the placenta feels like grapes.
I really just can't believe it looks like someone threw a bomb in there. I don't think you
aren't
could
birds
say that.
always kind of disgusting?
She called his name out too, Dr. Ramsey.
Dr. Ramsey delivers babies a lot. You think he'd be used to it by now.
Imagine you're giving birth and the doctor goes, Jesus Christ! What the fuck?
You low key nasty
That's
for
what
this
your
one.
vagina looks like? Ugh.
Oh,
Yeah.
they do that every time.
Just kidding, it's a prank.
It's so different than a penis.
He's never seen one.
Shocks me every
But we
time.
just need to let you know that the doctor is a virgin.
He's gonna be scared to touch you.
It's like that Good Doctor show,
The virgin doctor.
The Virgin Doctor.
I think that's all our medical questions. Oh, no, it's not.
Oh, yeah, this is the most important one.
This
I
one's from
wanted to get
Austin
to.
Millers.
How much time have we done? Should this be the last one?
We have done 58
Oh, okay.
minutes.
We can do like 2 more questions. That's fine.
Okay. Question. How much fecal matter is held in the human body? Websites like Google are claiming 10 to 25 pounds, but it seems to be suspected commercial sites that I don't trust.
Because
seems to
they're like,
be-
take our pill and eliminate that 25 pounds of shit that is dragging you down.
I thought it was just like Google's gone woke
And then
and
there's an
they
ad
don't
below
want you
this.
to know about how much shit is in you.
The ad below this is, you don't have to battle depression alone.
If you're looking this up on Quora, find help. I'm really into the guy who doesn't believe there's 10 to 25 pounds of shit in a human body because there's way more than that.
Can I be extremely pedantic also and say Google's not a website?
Google's
Like,
not a website.
you can't be like, Google claims it. It's like, no. Google's a search
showing
engine.
you other people. who
But Google,
claim-
Google.com is a website.
Yeah, but like, you can't be like, websites like Google are telling me this because like Google is just sending you other stuff.
Sure.
And you know what?
That's fair.
You're full of shit.
Hello.
And that's the big joke. Okay.
I don't think. First of all, what qualifies as shit inside of your body? You know how like blood is blue inside of you and then red
that
when it's
real?
oxygen. Yeah. So what at what point does it become shit in the small intestine or
I don't know.
large intestine?
Sure.
Yeah, I guess it might be food up
It's a
until
process.
Like in your tummy, it's not quite shit yet because you didn't get all that good stuff out.
Yeah.
Then it's just some yummies.
10 to 25 pounds seems like a lot.
I definitely am not eating 25 pounds of food every day.
No.
I'm pretty sure about this.
I think you're right.
I mean, I know I get like everybody donuts and then like we have water and stuff, but like 25 pounds?
I think that's an old wives' tale. That's like an over.
Wives didn't used to know how much stuff weighed back then. They were just eyeballing it. How much is that hamburger? 30 pounds?
A lot of people
probably have 50 pounds of shit in there.
People are saying that it's just a few pounds. So
Yeah,
they're saying that these
I trust the people on this one.
I would
Yeah.
guess 2 to 5.
2 to 5.
Move a decimal over.
And Alex, for the audio listeners, Alex said that into the camera.
I am a doctor.
Legally, he's not, but he is Dr. Alex Ptak.
Confidence-wise, I think
Anime
it's 5 pounds.
MD.
Anime MD. Here to get Naruto facts incorrect. All right. Yeah. How many of these people are doctors?
Okay,
it
how
seems
you
like
go? Here
a
you
lot
go.
of them.
Jessica LaBeouf says, okay, this is going to sound rather gross, but I've weighed myself both before and after a fairly large bowel movement, and I was 7 pounds lighter.
Legend.
That's not fucking
There's
true.
no
That's
way.
not fucking
There's
true.
no way
I
you
have
took a
a-
7-pound shit.
I have also done this when I was on a wrestling team, and I never did more than 5 pounds of shit. And
That's not true either. You and Jessica are both lying.
no, here's the thing: is I really took down hoagies back then, like nobody's business.
Was
but
it one
now,
shit?
Yeah, it was
Or is
one
it like-
huge shit.
Folks
You
at
gotta
home.
work for this 5-pound shit.
It's a nasty episode.
Jessica's lying. She wants you to
You
think
guys
she
are
takes
both
7-pound
lying.
shits.
You guys are both trying to impress some girl or something.
I'm just saying,
All right, let's look into
baby, you know they're
Jessica.
huge.
Jessica is a personal trainer. Why did I say trainer?
Trainer.
She's a personal trainer.
Yeah. He's a New Zealand.
I'm sorry, it was John F.K. Rowling again,
Oh yeah, that's good.
stepping in with medical
We
knowledge.
should remember that for the future.
Jessica, you're a personal trainer. She works at Jessica.
So you mean a Hufflepuff?
She works at Jessica LaBilt Fitness LLC.
Oh, that's probably hers, right?
And definitely. It's a play on Jessica LaBeouf.
Oh, yeah,
her
that's
name is
probably
her name is
hers.
already Buff, and she wanted to make it a more cumbersome build.
Wait a minute.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing
Wait
it wrong,
a
but it's
minute.
like Shia.
No, she missed a huge layup there. Sorry, Jessica.
It should be Buff as in BUFF.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Anyway,
sorry.
Her
but
bio
we
is
are core professionals.
travel,
That's-
laugh, squat.
Shit.
The squad is short for shit. But yeah, I agree with Jessica that you can take huge shits, but still it's not going to be 50 pounds.
It's not gonna be 7 pounds.
And
either.
7 pounds is also a lot. And she said we wouldn't believe her.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not gonna believe me, but this story I made up.
This guy says, Johnston Roberts says, who works for the city council of Bristol, says, I have weighed myself often before and after a full bowel
It's up to 2
evacuation.
stone.
What are your local politicians doing with your tax dollars? Encore
says-
guessing how much shit is in a human body.
He says it never seems more than 2 pounds. I love the idea of this city councilman. Every time he takes a big shit, he's like, gotta weigh myself before and after.
Listen, I know a lot about
Dollars
this.
and
lost the
cents.
camera,
Dollars
I
and
think.
cents. We must tabulate every.
What are you doing?
I won't be yelled at for losing the camera.
Okay, all right, the camera's down. But here's what you need to know is that if you count piss as shit, water is heavier than a solid is a lot of
If
the
you
time.
count piss as shit,
If you wake up in the morning and piss, it's like 2 pounds. Usually, regularly, when I was on a sports team, I weighed myself
this
every
is
morning.
apples and piss, Alex. Why are we even talking
Because
about
piss is kind of shit.
There's no reason to bring
Because
piss into this. We had our hands full with shit, and now you're trying to expand the world.
Piss is water shit. It's refuse and waste in the body.
Apples and piss.
Do you think piss is shit?
Do I think piss is shit?
Yeah.
I think piss is the shit. Hell yeah, dude. I love to piss.
I'll high five you for that, caveman. That rocks.
Don't forget to put the power cord back in.
And also, well,
Oh,
we got
yeah.
You guys need
it's a
an
new
intern.
computer, so the cord
do
is
need
really good.
We need something.
We gotta do a better job at our podcast.
I just
More cables, please.
we can't lose. We cannot afford to lose the video again.
Not this week.
No.
I can't be owned anymore. Okay.
Viewers complaining of the black screen that you subject them to.
I have a Windows 95 screensaver that goes where the ball bounces back and forth.
That's
People are like, how do you keep losing the video? And we're like, we don't know. That's the problem.
We need help.
Someone be our producer. The cat is not good at it.
No, but also for no money. That's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
For internet clout. All right, let's
do
end
one or
it
two
there.
more.
Yeah?
Oh, end it more?
Oh, I'm just saying just because I'm worried about our camera or whatever, but I'll do one more if you want.
All right.
We have
do one of these. Do one of
Okay.
these. Okay, we have one more segment. That is, of course, the Quoker. Here on the Quoker, we do incel and manosphere style questions, and then it's like the Joker, and he's kind of an incel, and this is the Naruto music.
Okay, this is an important question that I assume we will all have to deal with sometime in our life. What would happen if a drill instructor caught a recruit jerking off in boot camp?
So in this question, Sarge catches you going large.
Now, in the videos I've seen, usually he's like, you need a hand at that?
Yeah, he's like 10 hut. and he gives you 20 pumps, that is.
Sure.
Drop it, give me 20 pumps.
The shame with which you pitched that idea.
Well, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page here.
No, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And I honestly think usually if they catch you jacking off, they're like, this is not my job.
I mean, those places are those places are just filled with young men who are working out all day and have no female companionship or male companionship. Well, that's not true. They have a lot of male.
Hold on,
companionship.
update for Django. They let women in the army now. Django is 60 years old.
Let's not get into that. Oh, come on. This fucking, Camp Pendleton has like 2 women and like a jail. Like, let's be honest.
Wow, let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
What happened? They've all gone woke.
Can we have some honesty for once in our goddamn lives? But anyway, the point I was trying to make is these guys are constantly whacking it.
Yeah.
So like I'm sure your average drill instructor walks in on this happening like 8 times a year.
It's gotta happen. I think the guys who jack off all the time are getting funneled into the army more than any other group you come across at a high school level.
That's how you know they have that killer instinct.
But conversely, they are working out all the time, which will make you too tired to jack off, if you can believe it. If you've run like 10 miles that day, you're probably not
Real
that interested.
catch-22.
Yeah, because you need your penis blood to go into your legs. I'm a doctor.
I have a story from Greg Weaver.
Okay.
We had a guy, Private Sudith, who had a, quote, cool aunt close to his age that sent him contraband porn in the letters she wrote.
What
We
a
also
cool
had-
aunt that is.
We also had the ambiguously gay duo, Privates White and Jones. I don't know if they
I think they're
are familiar with the SNL sketch.
I think he just means like 2 friends.
who had enlisted together and made a big stink because they weren't in the same platoon. So I lost my bunkmate and got White instead. One night, the AGD were on fire guard together because the drills made them do everything together. They caught Sudith arm wrestling the Cyclops in the bathroom. Now that, I think, is a euphemism.
That's a really good euphemism. That's some of the stronger writing we've seen on Quora.
Yeah.
The next morning, they loudly proclaimed this in front of the entire 60-man platoon, laughing and crowing about it. Then our senior drill said, "You both saw him jerking off in the bathroom?" "Yes, drill sergeant. Ha 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 ha." "So one of
Okay.
you saw him jerking off, so you called your buddy over, and the 2 of you quietly watched him jerk off together?" "Yes, drill sergeant. Ha ha. Oh, wait." At which point, the rest of the platoon broke up laughing. Sudith was henceforth known as Spanky. And every time someone walked by our berth, they'd say, "Hey, Jones, White, I'm going back to the bathroom to rub one out. Want to watch?"
Because the joke is that they were gay, which is is it still against the law in the military to be gay? Did we clear that up?
I think you're allowed now.
You can do that now? All right, well now it's just funny normal and it's not a punishment.
Yeah.
Now it's just funny that we all have urges.
Now we can take away those troublesome political complexities, and it's just pure.
Now that we all agree the military is cool.
I want to enlist today so I can have funny conversations like Spanky or Private Sudith.
Yeah, back in the army, they give me a really funny nickname, Sudith.
What does it mean? Oh, it's just my name.
That's my name. They caught me wrestling the Cyclops, so you know how that is. Boot camps, sexually charged.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Hey, I believe it. And then we send those boys to die for money. And so, yeah, that was what would happen if a drill sergeant they caught you doing that.
Yeah, I think
They would say they'd say like, "Come on."
it sounds like the kind of thing that just happens a lot.
Yeah.
It probably happens 10 times a day.
Yeah, I don't think these guys should be as ashamed of this as he's putting on.
There's really nothing to be ashamed of, and we encourage our listeners who are enlisted, keep doing it.
Keep doing it.
Don't stop.
To all our boys overseas,
First of all, keep up the good fight.
keep fighting Hirohito.
We need to stop the Hun in his tracks. Can you say that? As I said it, I was like, can you say that anymore? I know that was like the slogan in 1930 or whatever, but
Anyway, it just seems like if you jerk
You
off,
guys are gonna be hearing from the Hun Anti-Defamation League. Toot sweet.
I don't even know what group that's referring to.
It's whatever one you're thinking.
Is that
whatever
not
one you
from
were thinking when
Mulan?
you said it.
I know, well, there's the Huns, and then I think the Kaiser was the Hun?
Yeah.
No one in this fucking room even knows.
I
I'm
am so
disappointed in
dumb.
us.
Liberal arts guy, man.
I have an economics degree, which is like a fake thing.
They don't teach you this in medical school.
I don't teach you about the Huns.
I have no idea how I will edit around
All they
this,
teach
so I
you
won't
is
be looking this
How much blood gingers have?
Yeah, I'm gonna go jerk off in front of my drill instructor right now.
It sounds fine. It sounds like they're just gonna make fun of you.
they're gonna make fun of you, but they're your friend.
They're gonna make one of those cruel marching rhythm rhymes about you. I caught Sudith jerking off.
Everyone's gonna be jogging to an inappropriate nursery rhyme
think-
about your indiscretions.
Exactly.
I think from now on we have to go by Caveman and Spanky.
Wait,
That's
what?
their new nicknames.
Guilty.
Dear Cora, my podcast co-host caught me jacking off.
If you find a good Quora, be sure to send it quarriers@gmail.com to Spanky and the Caveman.
That sounds like the worst radio show.
I walked down him.
And in a way, it is.
Spanky and the Man.
With no further ado, let's probably close this one out, huh?
Let's
All right.
ask a Quora.
Let's ask a Quora.
Do we have any questions?
What did we learn this week?
Do you have any questions?
Do I have any questions?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
What questions do you have about like life?
Oh, you want stuff from me?
Oh, well, are these questions that we're going to ask?
No pressure, but
So we're going to make a Quora. I think referring to weapons is a good way to get people to respond to our
we did that
thing.
last week though.
Yeah, but I mean, we can take it in a different direction.
Oh, here's a question I had the other week that I sort of answered. It's a very closed-ended question because it has a definitive answer. But when you have a gun and you're putting the safety on, is it red, which means the safety is on, or is red danger, the safety is off?
I really like this because it does sound like you're about to use your gun.
No,
and
it's-
you're asking Quora.
There's a color. I didn't even know there was a color aspect to it.
I believe that when you put
Yeah.
a safety on a gun, the color red is incorporated in some of it. I've actually never
Okay.
held a gun, so I'm just assuming. But it was one of those things where sometimes I'll get like these anxiety questions, like, "Oh, I should know this.
Sure.
If a gun ever falls in my hand, like I should know which one it is."
Yeah, in case in like a self-defense emergency, you've already done karate, disarmed one man with a gun, and
Right.
you want to turn his gun on your second
Well, it's
assailant.
just like one of those things, like you have like these paranoid like fantasies, where, like, oh, what if I'm ever into this situation? I need to know. Like it's like that type of thing.
Yeah, what
So the question I have is red
is red
gun on or gun off?
is red gun on or gun off is the question. Type that up, Jeremy.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get going on that. In the meantime, Django, thank you so much for coming on the show. We have a lot of fun
pleasure,
here
a
on
pleasure.
Quarrators.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And we want to know, where can the listener find you at home and abroad?
oh, this is where I promote my thing, right?
Yeah, it's the plugs.
Plug time. Okay, listeners. On May 13th, I'm recording a live comedy album /special at the Gutter in Williamsburg. 2 tapings.
Two tapings.
2 coats. One at 8, one at 10:30. Saturday, May 13th. It's going to be great. Come out.
yeah.
And if not,
Honey.
Nice.
go on and live your life otherwise.
This episode's going to come out in like July.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, we're banked deep, but I'll be there.
Yeah.
It worked on me. The plug worked on
May
me.
13th. I got half the podcast hosts there already.
Jeremy?
I'll be in Spain.
Oh, okay.
Fucker.
Well, doxing Jeremy, you can find him in Spain. in
Hit me
May.
up if you're in Spain.
Yeah. Let's hang out. You know,
The Castilian.
Castilian.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I said that. Well, with no further ado, thanks so much for listening to the show. And as we say every week, question everything.
Okay.